Hello VR addicts, welcome to my channel. I am Paolo Trianni and this is just a vlog basically to give away the Crawling of the Dead key that I said I'd give away about a week ago. This was for this video, so if you want to watch that, oh, it's not up there, it's up there, right? Yeah. So if you watch this video and you put something in the comments, this is where I pull your name out of a hat. And I've only got my Sherlock Holmes Deerstalker hat. So, and these are all names, and you won't see these that I'm pulling out, by the way, because they're green, and I got a green screen behind me. So, oops. So you won't see them, but there's tons of them in here. Trust me. Well, 7 people I think went into it, or 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't know. So I'm just shaking them about. In fact, you probably will see them in here if I show you them in here, because suddenly now you're going to see the background, aren't you, on them instead. So, okay, so here we go. I've pulled a name out because I've only got 1 key. I'm hoping to get more keys, but never know. I might pull one out later on and try to give somebody something else or something like that. So, Andy Gilmore, or Gilmore, did I say that right? Andy Gilmore, well done. You won a key for Crawling of the Dead, and I will try to get hold of you somehow and tell you that you're a winner. What else is there to talk about right now? Well, Lone Echo. Did you hear about Lone Echo 2? You know, coronavirus is causing issues, and we probably won't end up seeing it this year at this rate. Yes, it's getting delayed and it's getting pulled back because of coronavirus. It turns out that working from home for those Ready at Dawn players, it's probably not as easy as working with the actual computers provided or something, or you know, maybe they're getting ill, who knows, and if they're getting ill, hopefully they'll recover. So that's Ready at Dawn. Obviously they managed to get Echo Arena out on the Quest, so you know, you could go and play Echo Arena VR, because you know, some people think it's absolutely kick-ass and it's amazing. For me, it's kind of like was it Speedball or something? Kind of like some sort of sci-fi sport type game where you've kind of got frisbee, but obviously Speedball you had a metal ball. But yeah, you have a frisbee in this game and you basically play with other players, and I think it's something like a 4v4 or 5v5, something like that. I've only played it once, but it was a long time ago when it was released on the Oculus Store. I haven't really played it much since, but it was pretty damn good. It was definitely a tidy, fun experience. So yeah, go and play it if you've got a Quest. So yeah, lots of things have really happened realistically. I mean, the coronavirus, we're still in a lockdown, aren't we? So that's, I mean, I haven't really gone anywhere. I'm going to walk the dogs later and use that as my one daily exercise. But yeah, we're still in a lockdown here in the UK as well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you people are, except for Spanish people that are starting to get out now a bit more. Well done, Spanish. You know, I bet that's enjoyable for a lot of you people that tend to go out a lot more and socialize and associate with you know, exercise and everything else that you've got in your life going that you normally do outdoors. But yeah, I think Germany did it a while back, didn't they, a week ago, so that's pretty cool. I think they've got more cases though since they've done it, so don't know what might happen there. China's still probably lying. They kind of come up with sort of 0 cases now and then, or a very low amount of cases, and I've heard some news coming out of China that says that's probably isn't true, but like, you know, it's all conspiracy when you're sitting over here just looking at it from a screen, so who knows. But you know, if China did do a great job, if nevertheless, if it's true, all the figures come out. We all know South Korea did an amazing job. South Korea already had everything already though, didn't they, since SARS 1 happened. You know, since that happened, they kind of predicted it might happen again, so they prepared and it worked out very well for them. And obviously Germany did very well because they had tons of tests, and obviously the US is doing quite better than you'd think for a country with quite a large population as the United States, due to the fact that they have got a lot of testing and ventilators, which is very important. Obviously I think the Italy struggled with ventilators. One of the things they struggled with was ventilators. Eventually their testing got ramped up and it helped so much more. Obviously crowded places is a major concern, and this is why China is a little bit kind of like iffy, isn't it? Because it can be quite crowded. Like Wuhan, for instance, has a larger population than the Netherlands, twice as much, pretty much. Yeah, they have twice as much the population of the whole of the Netherlands. And yeah, that just goes to show how crowded that just one area of China can be. And it can be the same in the US, for instance, like New York and LA, for instance. They're quite crowded areas. New York is one of the biggest populated cities in the world, states in the world even. And LA is one of the most populated cities because everybody wants to be an actor or famous in some way. And I think you've just had crowds of people just absolutely outcrowd Los Angeles. The UK is a small little island. We have something like 70 to 80 million people on it, which is quite a lot of people. So yeah, crowded places, it kind of affects people. And London obviously being the highest affected because London's one of the biggest cities in the world as well, populated. Which then gets you thinking, what about India? I mean, India's so crowded and populated, but India's doing pretty well. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. You think that India, you know, it would only take a slum to get hit in India or like a very cramped area and it'd just be like wildfire, but that doesn't seem to have been the case. I mean, I think I heard that one of the slums got hit and it's perfectly fine. But anyway, most people are coming out of the peak. I think Russia's now actually starting to pick up. So we expected that, I think. You know, everyone was like, why is Russia not affected? Well, they just haven't got there yet, and they're starting to catch up now with other countries and stuff like that. But Russia's the biggest country in the world, and its population is only about half the size of the United States. So it's got a very small amount of population. Very small, it's not huge. New Zealand's completely clear, I believe, and their PM, they don't call it the PM though, do they? It's not Prime Minister or even a President, is it? I don't know. But yeah, she's hot, I think. I'm not too sure. I swear I saw a picture of her or something, and people talk about how good looking she is and how happy she is about like the fact that the country's clear of coronavirus now. And New Zealand's always like, you know, New Zealand, the place which got more sheep than people, is a fantastic place. And I kind of feel like it is a fantastic place. It seems like a really nice place to go and live. Kudos to those. And Canada's kind of picking up. Mexico's picking up a little, isn't it? But hopefully we'll get through it and we'll all come out of the lockdown and we'll be able to get back out again. And my fingers crossed to everybody that's watching this. I hope you're well and healthy. Which reminds me, let me just grab my phone. Well, this is not my phone. This is kind of my backup phone. See, just there, which you probably can't see, says that I came back negative for coronavirus. Yes, about 4 days ago I was tested. A couple of days ago I got this message saying that I'm clear from COVID-19. We had to be tested. My wife's a key worker and I don't know, her boss told us that we had to go and get tested or something, so we went and got tested and yeah, we both came up negative. We both got the email saying that we are negative, so we don't have COVID-19, which is absolutely obviously fantastic because I don't know if you're aware, but my parents are both very, very vulnerable to this, and I haven't gone around there at all. Sometimes I'll get them something and drop it off and tell them to wash it, and I'll drop it off at the gate and then they'll have to come out to the gate and grab it and then wash it if I have to. I'm trying to avoid them as much as possible because literally, you know, if they get it, you know, my dad's got stage 3 bladder cancer and my mum's got like some sort of chest problem which hasn't been fully diagnosed yet because she was supposed to go about a month ago, but they've cancelled most appointments like that just to focus on COVID-19, and they've even cancelled my dad's cancer appointments to focus on COVID-19. So yeah, that's how much they're focusing COVID-19. There's some people out there that really need their cancer treatments right now. So yeah, has the government done well? Everyone loves Boris Johnson, so I don't want to dare say a negative thing about Boris Johnson, but we could ask him ourselves realistically. Just give me a second and we'll... I just want to say I just had a baby boy and I got over COVID-19 because of NHS. Thank you, nurses, and thank you for all the fun time. And sorry for chatting you up because, you know, I'm a ladies' man. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'll run the country really well. So yeah. All right, nice one, Boris. There you go. He looked just like me, wearing the same stuff and everything. He's just a fan. That's all. He's a fan. He goes out literally. He's like, Paolo, where'd you get that hat? Where'd you get those clothes? I want to be just like you. So yeah, he goes and gets that stuff. But he you know, yeah. But yeah, that's exactly why he just looked like me there, except for the face, obviously. And that face was real. That was really him. Yeah. So yeah, Boris Johnson thinks he's run the country really well. I mean, he came down with COVID-19. He took a bullet for the country, and he showed the NHS worked really well for him. And then he came out and had a child as well. So at the moment, you can't even badmouth the guy at all for anything other than the fact that he should have been well prepared for this way beforehand, but probably wasn't. But then everyone should have been, but they were all blaming China, right? Because China sort of downplayed it, they feel. But there you go. Maybe they did. So, what else is there to talk about? Well, you know, I've made some videos lately and they all seem to be very cheap indie games. Some good, some bad, some fantastic, actually. But there's been no really good games coming out for a while now, I think. And we've had Pixel Ripped, which is a pretty damn good game. Lies Beneath, which is a pretty damn good game. You know, we've had those games. Then we've had some of the really smaller indie type games, and they're fantastic. But some of them are fantastic, not all of them. But we've had nothing major since Half-Life Alyx or The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. I do think Virtual Battlegrounds is a really good game, but I'm seeing the player base going down every time I go in there. I mean, it might be all right because it's the weekend right now, but there used to be like 100 plus all the time, and I went in there the other day and it was like 30 or something like that. So it's going down, and it's getting more difficult to play because it's like either esports players are coming into it or you've got your hackers coming into it. One way or the other, it's unpleasant for casuals to play realistically, because you've got your tryhards and you've got your hackers who just, you know, can point their gun in any direction and kill the whole map. So, you know, developers, if it's this one or even both, they need to really get down on how to sort that problem out. Because yes, esports players do need to play games like this, but it kind of feels a little bit unfair for those that are just casually going into it and want to just enjoy it. But at the end of the day, they just can't explain why somebody managed to headshot them halfway across the map and 3 other people virtually within 3 seconds. And that did happen to me. Well, it went halfway across the map, actually. It was very close, but it was on top of the mountain. And this dude, all I heard was, because I was hiding underneath on the top of the mountain, there's like these towers, like, and I was hiding underneath the tower. I wasn't kind of hiding there, so I kind of ended up just there when I was climbing up the mountain. And I was underneath the tower, and I knew somebody was above me because I could hear them walking. And I heard a bang, 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 because it was an M16. It's got like a burst fire. It's like the M16A2. And so there was like 3 bangs, and then there was like a thud. And I was like, ooh. And then it comes up, blah, 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 shot this person. And I was like, whoa, okay. So yeah, I'm down to the last 3 now. So, and then like the guy above me, I can see him turning and he's shooting the guy that just shot the other guy, right? But then that guy like turns, and then you hear 3 bursts and above me, and I'm like, oh damn, that guy's dead. And then I'm looking to my left, I'm like literally, and he's like, he walks out of this mountain part straight to where I am, looking directly at me, and I'm shooting at him because it's the only angle he could come at as far as I was concerned, because the circle was quite small now. And so I knew the angle would be at, but he had tons of angles to work out where I am. But he seems to know exactly where I am. It could have been the guy at top was just looking down because he probably heard me or something, maybe gave it away. But then, like I said, he was shooting at the other guy, not down at me. And he just went, yeah, 3 bursts, and I was dead. And now I'm too scared to go in that game. Too scared to go in that game, because either that was like one hell of an esport player, or, you know, that was dodgy or something. The only thing dodgy about that is how he knew where I was. But other than that, I can't really rule it out as as anything really. I think it's more likely an esports player, but there we go. It was a very good player, let's put it that way, probably using all sorts, a gun stock and everything. I wasn't even using a gun stock, but there you go. But yeah, the guy was, that happened, by the way, because I did that kind of the slow motion version, but that was like bang, 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 me dead. That's how quick it was. That's kind of like why I was kind of like this. Like I don't think my brain was even processing it all. You know, it was like bang bang dead. That guy's bang bang dead. That guy's bang. So he's there, like, and all you got was like all these kind of like, you know, mathematical equations just popping up in my head. And then he's peeking out and he's like bang bang, I'm dead. I'm like, okay, why am I playing this? So yeah, it's getting a bit kind of like unfun for casuals, but it is literally the best virtual reality battle royale type game I think there is, and it's a bit of a shame if it gets ruined. And I think that's probably why the player base is just dropping off. They're just, it's not fun if you. There's a desync as well. I kind of noticed the desync, like where, especially if you're somewhere like in the asylum, where in the game it seems to happen so much in the asylum where you can kill each other quite instantly, and it's. But there's occasions where I'm sort of like, I know someone's there, they know I'm there, we're both pointing directly at each other but behind walls, peeking slightly, you know, and shooting shots off and stuff like that. And I'll peek, I'll like da 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 da, and the guy will be just like rigid, and then you can see he's just now turning, well, he's just disappearing and hitting the ground. And I'm like, hey, and then there's like a did, and then I'm dead. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's a desync. He's kind of dead on my screen, but we clearly killed each other. And yet I'm seeing him, I'm thought, you know, he's not, you know, shooting at me anymore because he's dead. That all obviously happens within like literally a second, but yeah, they need to fix that as well. And I also saw some teleporting a lot as well in the game. So, you know, there was a guy I was shooting at, and he was just like, he was funny. You know, like when someone's shooting at you from behind. Now, some of us are pretty damn good at doing 180 headshots, like maybe, or 180, at least 180 body shots. But there's the odd person that will just be getting shot from behind, going, oh, someone shooting me from behind, like this for a bit. And he's bouncing across the field for ages, like getting shot from behind. And then suddenly he'll turn around and he'll then start shooting you and he'll kill you. And you'll be like, how did I survive that? And you literally hear them say that. How did I survive that? I mean, I couldn't work out where I was getting shot from. I knew I was getting shot. I was like looking everywhere. I was panicking. And then I turn around and the guy's missing me like by tons and I'm shooting him back. I don't know how I survived that. It's because you're teleporting all over the goddamn place. I'm trying to shoot you and you're teleporting. And the thing is like I'm playing in squads at one point and I had another guy with me and we were both shooting him. Like literally both shooting him directly, and he wasn't teleporting at all this particular time. He was just standing still, and you could see my mate's bullets coming off him, and you could see mine hitting him and all that. And then he just turns around, shoots my mate, and then shoots me. We're both dead, and the guy's going, I don't understand how I didn't die there. How did I not die? They were both shooting at me for ages, and they were like 2 meters away from me. How did that not happen? That's because it's like decent. You weren't there. There was one time when I was on top of the mountain again, and this guy pops his head. I'm shooting at his head like that for ages, and then he just fires like what 3 or 4 bullets or something like that, and I'm dead. And I'm like, what's going on? But the weirdest thing is as soon as I died and hit the ground, he went from a head peeking here to completely like over there, like, and I'm like, whoa, what the? So yeah, they need to fix that as well. But you know, it is an early access game, so hopefully they will fix those things. And people are constantly mentioning it in the Discord about bugs and stuff like that, and I constantly mention it. And then obviously now we get the fanboys as well, where you can't say anything bad about the game because they will just jump on you as well. They're there too. Actually, we saw that with Pavlov when it went down, because Pavlov went down. The new Oculus drivers that we had recently screwed up Pavlov. So if your Pavlov ain't starting, you need to go back out of the public beta and reinstall Oculus, which does it naturally anyway, and don't download the drivers again or something like that, and it'll work. It'll work. Eventually Oculus will fix it, or Pavlov will fix it. One of them, Dave, will fix it. But if you went on there and complained about not being able to get on it, we weren't complaining. There was people on there just saying, I can't get onto Pavlov because of this and this. And the people that were coming back were saying it's your computer. And they were like, yeah, maybe it is. But do you know what? I mean, I'm here asking for help, you know. And that's all it was. It was just your computer. It's your computer every single time. Right? So I tried to go on there and help. And it was like 2 a.m. for me. And I'm like thinking, well, you know, it may be just your computer, it might be the game, you know, it could be anything. I mean, so I was looking through the event viewer, I was looking through the crash reports, the Unreal Engine crash reports, trying to find out the fault for it. And then one person just decided to, I don't know why this didn't, because I at first said I think it could be the Oculus drivers. That's the only thing that's been updated today. And a lot of people were like, well, I don't update the Oculus drivers. I've not even had the Oculus software on today. But it turns out when people, you know, and then people said, I don't even have an Oculus headset. I have an Index. And people will say, if you have... no, some people like said they had it on the Index, they had it on the Vive. The problem is just people had just assumed that it was somehow the headset, not the software. And I did too, for some reason. I just went brain dead. It was 2 a.m. And then, yeah, of course it was the software. When people kind of like decided to turn on their Oculus, brush off the dust off their Oculus software, thinking, oh, it's been a while since I played Stormlands or whatever, last brilliant game that I had to play on there. They noticed that as soon as they did that, it fixed it. So yeah, if you have problems with Pavlov, that's the fix. Because obviously Pavlov is still one of the best player-based shooters out there. Personally, I think Contractors VR is still my favorite, but Contractors. And obviously, Virtual Battlegrounds is definitely my favorite Battle Royale game so far. I think the Last Player was definitely a very good one as well. And obviously, you know, earlier ones were pretty damn good as well. I didn't try every single one out, but I hope to. So yeah, well, I think we just leave it there. So well done again, Andy Gilmore, was it? Gilmore. Sorry, I don't mean to. I just can't read. I can't read. That's my problem. I can't read. English is not my first language. My first language is stupid. Okay, it's quite easy to learn. It just requires you going like that a lot. And I learnt that just like from people nagging at me, you know. Oh, let's leave him. Clearly he's stupid, you know. And then I get left alone. But that's not generally the point. Well done for winning. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please leave a like and also subscribe because it goes straight here. Hit that bell button if you want to watch more VR content like this, and leave a comment on what I may have talked about today, something that may have triggered you. Just leave it down below. Thank you for watching. I love you long time, and ciao.